Hello, everybody out there on YouTube. Hello, hello. Welcome. I am Jocelyn Starfeather, the founder of Sacred Planet, and I am thrilled to be bringing you this powerful information today, all about the April 30th new moon solar eclipse. This is going to be such a big event because Jupiter and Venus, the two great benefics, are also conjunct at the exact same moment as the solar eclipse. So this is a powerful portal for a new moon and setting intentions, especially around relationships, abundance, and home and property. So let's dive in. I'm going to tell you a lot more about all of this. And by the end of the presentation, I'm going to share with you a beautiful ritual that you can do to call in your highest levels of abundance, sacred union and partnership, and many other beautiful things. Aligned with the exact timing of this eclipse. So yeah, I just can't wait to share all of this with you. So I'm going to share my screen and go to the presentation here. And before I go into full presentation mode, let me just say over on YouTube, please go ahead and put in the chat if you're on live, or put in the comments if you're watching this later on, your name and your location. And what is your highest intention that you would like to set around relationships or wealth and financial abundance or home and property? Go ahead and write it in the chat. We're going to talk about this during the call, but the more that you write things down and share them and allow yourself to be witnessed with your intentions, the more real you make them and the more they start to be created into reality already. So this is a potent time to be creating new things into reality. So here, let's take a look at all the beautiful energies at play at this time. So I'm calling this strengthening the calm center within you, because this eclipse is happening at 10 degrees of Taurus. And it is like this beautiful, calm, blissful point that we're going to have on April 30th in the midst of all the craziness and the chaos and the change. And so this is a time for us to really anchor into what we value most, what brings us alive, what brings us joy and pleasure, and really strengthen that and strengthen the calm, peaceful place within ourselves so that we will have the strength to navigate the changes that are happening in our lives. So there are three goddesses that I would love to just invoke and invite in and allow them to be a part of our sharing here today. And these are three goddesses that are really carrying the energy of this eclipse. So first of all, here is the beautiful, magnificent goddess Oya. And she is the African goddess of storms, wind, lightning, and change. And she says, "Go out and do something daring today. I will be your guide and protector whenever you welcome change into your life." So this is about really trusting the wind, really trusting the lightning, and being calm and grounded and centered as it moves through. She brings us this reassurance that you are guided, you are protected, and all of this is happening for a much bigger reason. And then this beautiful goddess, Lazy, she is the Chinese mother of lightning. Maybe it's Lazy. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Lazy. She says, there are moments when synchronicity brings all the elements together for a flash of insight to rise up in you in a glorious epiphany. Whatever was not clear becomes crystalline in an instant. It's as if you are able to simultaneously perceive every facet in a diamond. You know without a doubt you're on the right track as deep understanding sinks into your very soul. And this card and the words that I just shared with you are from Goddess Power Oracle Cards by Colette Baron Reed, an absolutely beautiful oracle deck. So let us call in and welcome in this beautiful goddess, Lazy, the mother of lightning. And then we have our wonderful mother goddess, Hathor. And this deck on the right is from the Sacred Wisdom Oracle deck, I believe that it's called. Really wonderful deck that was actually the first deck I ever got, and I go back to it again and again. And the one on the left is an actual image from the hieroglyphs and from a pillar in Egypt. Now, this is the goddess Hathor, who represents our sexuality and sensuality and pleasure and bliss. And this is very aligned with the archetype of Taurus, zodiac sign where the eclipse will happen, and also with the planet Venus, who is in this beautiful conjunction with Jupiter. Now, we can see here from the ancient Egyptian image on the left that the head and the ears and the face of Hathor are shaped exactly like the fallopian tubes and the womb of the woman. Okay, so this is a potent portal for birthing new energy, for new creativity, and for really creating this solid feminine foundation in connection with the earth, in connection with our joy and our abundance. So we welcome in the goddess Hathor as well. So this eclipse is going to be a truly beautiful, breathtakingly beautiful cosmic event. And transits that will occur at the same time as the eclipse include all of the following. So the big headliner and the really major energy we're going to feel here is that Venus and Jupiter will be conjunct at 27 degrees of Pisces. So the sun and moon will be together, as they always are for new moons and solar eclipses, at 10 degrees of Taurus. So they're really lighting up and just fully illuminating on all sides the Taurus zodiac sign. Also in Taurus, we have Uranus very close to this eclipse point at 14 degrees of Taurus, so just 4 degrees away. And we have the North Node at 23 degrees of Taurus. So this is a lot of energy in Taurus right now, not only the sun and moon in a new moon solar eclipse, but also Uranus, also the North Node. The sun and moon will be sextile to Mars at 11 degrees of Pisces, and that is overall a favorable aspect, the sextile. And also Mercury, which currently right now, as we're meeting today, is in Taurus and is with the North Node. So this whole weekend that we're in right now is a very powerful time for writing and communications and really developing the ideas and the mental processes and the plans for how we're going to build the future. Okay, that's right now. But by this time that the eclipse happens, Mercury will have just moved into his home sign of Gemini. So Mercury will be at 0 degrees of Gemini. So let's look at all of these components, all of these archetypes that are very, very activated at the time of the solar eclipse. First of all, we have Jupiter and Venus. So Jupiter is about expansion, evolution, progress, success, growth, wealth, and abundance, all these good things that we want in our lives, right? Jupiter is also about business, higher consciousness, new philosophies and new ways of seeing the world, optimism. Jupiter also encompasses travel and exploration of different cultures. So Jupiter is coming together with Venus, which represents love, beauty, relationships. She represents the sacred feminine, the goddess, also our value, our worthiness. So our sense of how do we value ourselves? Are we really claiming our full value? Wealth and abundance, sexuality and sensuality, self-care, and enjoying the pleasures of life. Now, Venus is very aligned with the archetype of Taurus. So this Taurus and Venusian energy is really, really strong for the eclipse. But if we look at Jupiter and Venus coming together, first of all, this is an expansion and growth and higher consciousness around love and beauty and relationships. Higher consciousness around our own value. And how do we value ourselves? Are we worthy? Do we consider ourselves to be enough? Quote, right? That's always one of these limiting beliefs. Not enough, not good enough, not smart enough, not bold enough. You know, this is a big call to let go of all of that, to up-level your value, up-level the way that you perceive yourself and your worthiness in the world. Both of these planets stand for wealth and abundance. Okay, so this is a huge time to set intentions about upgrading and improving your wealth and abundance. This could also bring expansion, growth, and higher consciousness into your sexuality. Okay, so this would be a beautiful time if you are in a relationship with somebody that you trust to really work with your sexuality for spiritual growth, to attain higher experiences, spiritual experiences through sexuality. This is a wonderful time to increase our self-care, to really be in bliss and pleasure on this day. So whether that means laying outside on the earth in the sunshine, enjoying time with somebody that you love, or a romantic relationship, whatever brings you bliss and joy, you want to be doing it on this day, because just by doing that, you are setting an intention to have more and more and more of that in the future. Now, if you are not currently partnered and you are wanting to be, hold on, because I'm going to tell you a lot more about that very soon here. But let's look at Pisces, because Jupiter and Venus are conjunct in Pisces. Pisces is an interesting component that gets added in here. Pisces represents oneness, other dimensions, our ability to travel into those other realms, right? It's shamanic. It's really tapping into the oneness and how we are all intricately interconnected with one another. And this is also about kindness, compassion, peace, and spirituality. The negative qualities of Pisces include escapism, if we're living in a fantasy, if we have a lack of boundaries, because it's very watery. Okay, so that's the opposite of valuing ourselves, right? If we have a lack of boundaries and we're always giving too much, giving away our energy, we don't want to fall into that. Okay, so this is where Venus and Jupiter are coming in and saying, no, we're going to expand you around your self-care and protecting your boundaries by valuing yourself more fully. So those three are all together. We have Jupiter and Venus and Pisces. So it's a beautiful blend of all of that. It's very dreamy. It's very visionary. Can be very blissful and spiritual, as long as we're willing to surrender. This is not a day to be trying to follow the rules or take big, masculine forward action steps. Okay. This is a very feminine, flowy, watery, blissful, sensual kind of energy to this day. So you want to plan what you're doing on April 30th to be fun, relaxing, exciting, blissful, be out in nature. You will be rewarded for doing that. Now, Taurus and Uranus and the North Node. Okay, so the eclipse is happening. So the sun and moon are together in the zodiac sign of Taurus. And then also in Taurus, we have Uranus and the North Node. So Taurus, again, very similar to what Venus represents, but there's a slight difference here. So Taurus is the earth. This represents our bodies, our 3D existence, and what we need to survive in that 3D existence. So this includes money and finances. This includes home, property, because Taurus is about the earth, the land. Okay, so any land that we own. Like Venus, this is about what we value, how we take care of our body. It's also how we take care of our home, and includes our care for Mother Earth. And happy Earth Day, by the way. I hope you all had a beautiful, beautiful Earth Day on the 22nd. Now, Uranus brings in the energy of revolution, rebellion, freedom, sovereignty, and Uranus can bring surprising and unexpected events. We've had a lot of Uranian energy working with us over the past few years. I'm going to talk more about that a little later. This is why we've had many, many surprising and unexpected events. So that will continue, and that will actually be amped up by this solar eclipse. Then we have as well at 23 Taurus on this day, the North Node. So this is our future direction for the collective of humanity, the direction that we're moving toward together. This is the North Node in Taurus. Okay, so a little more about Venus and Jupiter conjunct at 27 degrees of Pisces. Again, this is the headliner. This is really big. This is very magical. Pisces is the zodiac sign where Venus is exalted and Jupiter is in his home sign. So to have these two greater benefic planets, I mean, these are the most favorable two planets of all, as far as planets that bring us blessings and joy. To have them together in their joint power place in the zodiac, where both of them are like at full amplitude at the exact time of the new moon solar eclipse. And not only that, but the eclipse is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus. So these Venusian and Taurian energies are just so amplified. All of this is so powerful. So again, Venus is very powerful during this eclipse, the Venusian and Taurus energies. We're going to really feel, and this again is the energy of bliss, of being fully in the body, fully embodied, like being out in the sunshine, smelling the beautiful springtime flowers, sensuality, sexuality, holding hands with your partner. This kind of thing is really, we're going to just feel it and be in it and be able to fully enjoy and immerse. Now, this day is an opportune time for true sacred union partners to find one another. So I recommend going to gatherings on this day. It's really a very social time, a time for people to really come together and just enjoy being together. So this is a wonderful time to gather with friends, immerse in the sun and the flowers. And if there are any Beltane celebrations near you, Beltane is one of the cross-quarter holy days of the Pagan calendar, and it is on May 1st. So if there are any Beltane gatherings, that would be on April 30th or May 1st, definitely go to them. Be out in nature, enjoy, be with your friends and your community. This is also a wonderful time to enjoy embodiment practices and create dreams and visions for the new world we're building together. And as I said, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you a ritual for this solar eclipse and Venus and Jupiter conjunction. So this day is really a prime opportunity to hold ritual, to set your intentions, to plant the seeds for co-creation with the universe to bring you abundance, wealth, love, relationships, and improvements of your home and property. Now, again, this is not a day to like take hard action, okay? The Pisces energy is really strong on this day because Venus and Jupiter being together are charging up the Pisces archetype. And so this is floaty and magical. It's not a super logical energy. This is more about our connection with spirit, our connection with oneness, dreaming, visioning, okay? So this is why it's a great day to do ritual or ceremony to connect in with that oneness, how we're all connected, to connect in with the mystery, to anchor in new frequencies and new levels of spirituality, right? This is definitely a day for oneness and bliss and ritual, not so much action and logic. If you're trying to do anything super logical or super like masculine action oriented, it's probably not going to feel so good on this day. We just like surrender, let yourself be in bliss on this day. And again, welcome to everybody over on YouTube. If you've recently joined, go ahead and put in the chat or in the comments your name and location and what is it that you are calling in around relationships or financial situation or home and property for this eclipse. Now, let me say just a few words about the new moon and setting intentions. I want to really call your attention to the fractal nature of reality. This is something that quantum physicists are discovering more and more about lately. It's really powerful if you listen to Greg Braden or Nassim Haramein talk about this topic. We are a part of the sacred geometric structure of reality, okay, of the universe. And the space around us that we perceive to be empty is not empty. It is also the sacred geometry. And so our bodies are built in this beautiful sacred geometric structure. Every tree, every animal, every, my couch over here, like this is all part of the sacred geometric structure. And our emotions and our intentions and our deepest longings and desires are so powerful that they are also part of the fractal, the sacred geometry. So when we do a ritual or when we write down our intentions and put them on the page and start making them an actual physical reality, this literally ripples out, okay, into all of this geometry that's around us, and begins to shift and change that reality. So especially when we connect in with these planetary energies like Venus and Jupiter, the great benefics coming together, and a new moon and a solar eclipse, when we align with these energies and we do ritual and intention setting at the same time, these fractalized energies, these intentions that we send out and that we plant into the multiverse, into the sacred architecture, have so much power to manifest and become our reality. So we can send these fractals out by using our emotions as we do the ritual and set the intention. So I'm going to walk you through, at the end of this presentation, a beautiful ritual you can do to really make this happen. Okay, but so it's important to know that the new moons are always the time that we want to be setting intentions and planting new seeds, planting our fractal seeds. And eclipses are just extremely potent portals. Now, there are some eclipses that have a very challenging energy, and you wouldn't want to do rituals, you know, to bring things to you at that time. Some eclipses, like the one we have coming up on May 16th, that's going to be very much a letting go energy. But this one is really special because it has the Venus-Jupiter conjunction. So all those themes of expansion, growth, abundance, relationships, home, money, all of those are in a positive, benefic role to this new moon solar eclipse. And so when we have an eclipse like this, it is just an extremely potent portal to plant those fractal seeds and begin creating your new reality. And we can plant those intentions in that sacred geometric structure and really watch them grow into something very real and very beautiful. So huge opportunity here. You don't want to miss the chance to do ritual on this day. Okay. Now, it is important with all of these themes coming together to speak about this journey to find our true sacred union. So let me say, first of all, if you are in a relationship and you have stayed together through the Venus retrograde that was in December 2021 to January 2022, and you are still together and you are going strong, that is amazing. You are probably a true sacred union if you have survived these months and all of the tumultuous energy that came through for relationships. If you broke up with your partner during this time, you've got to trust and know that this is all in highest alignment, and I'm going to tell you why. So Venus is the planet that represents the divine feminine, and Mars is the planet that represents the divine masculine, as far as our cosmic planetary zodiac lineup in the sky, okay? So it has been a really challenging and very catalyzing past 5 or 6 months for relationships. Many relationships broke up during this time. This is because we had Venus go retrograde in Capricorn. Now, when Venus goes retrograde, this is the time that we are called upon to rethink, rewrite everything related to Venus, including primarily love and relationships. So a lot of changes to relationships occur during this time. But not only was she was retrograde with the planet Pluto. This is the planet who tells us things need to die so that something new can be born. So Pluto during this time, this retrograde, which was December 19th, 2021 to January 29th, 2022, Pluto, the Lord of the underworld, demanded that any relationships that were not the true sacred union must be dissolved so that the new sacred unions of the future can come together. Okay, so if you're someone whose relationship ended, really, you know, this, we were leading up to this for a while. So anytime between November 2021 to now, and probably could have ended in a dramatic way or in a very upsetting way, maybe a very sudden way, with Uranus so present with us at this time, really take heart, because what happened after that has tremendous significance for the relationships that are coming in for us next. So very soon after Venus started to go direct, okay, early February 2022, Mars was traveling through the zodiac and caught up with Venus in Capricorn. And because Venus was moving very slowly, normally Venus is faster than Mars in the sky, but because she had just gone direct, he caught up with her and he passed her. And then they did this dance together in the sky for the next 2 months. This is very unusual. Usually Venus and Mars will have like a conjunction and then Venus speeds ahead. They danced together in the sky for 2 months, and they even crossed into Aquarius together and danced together at 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is the same point where Jupiter and Saturn had their grand conjunction in December 2020. So this symbolizes the sacred masculine and sacred feminine coming together in a very new, highly conscious, awakened, and enlightened way for the Aquarian age that we know we are entering into right now with this is an astronomical event, the precession of the equinoxes. We are changing from the Piscean age to the Aquarian age. And so whenever planets come together at this 0 degree Aquarius point, it's very significant that Jupiter-Saturn conjunction happened there, and then this Mars and Venus conjunction happened there. Okay, so you really, again, just take heart, okay? This April 30th date is a time when either partners will find each other, okay, who are meant to be in the true sacred union, or some event will be catalyzed that during the next 6 months is going to lead to you finding that partner. If you are not partnered right now and you're truly wishing to be, and you're just holding the highest intentions and the highest frequency for that true partner who can really meet you, right? And so I just want to say too, if you're wondering why that person hasn't come in yet, you've got to remember that the universe has to coordinate so many things out there in the fractals and the sacred geometry, okay? So many things have to be lined up. That is where not only are you needing to be on your highest path, and there's things you needed to release and things you needed to heal, but also the other person needed to be doing all of that. And this is why these old relationships had to fall away over the past 6 months or so. We truly have no idea the amount of sacred geometry that has to be reconfigured and recalibrated in order for two people to come together and both be in exactly the right place at the right time, and like spiritually aligned, emotionally aligned to move forward in highest relationship together. So, trust and know that this is on the way for you. And if this is your biggest intention at this time, when you do this ritual on April 30th, which I'll share with you the structure for that, really make this your primary intention if this is the most important thing for you right now. This is such a powerful day to plant those fractal seeds around relationships with both Venus and Jupiter together. Jupiter expands everything that he touches, and Venus is the primary point in the zodiac that is about love and relationship. So this is a vast expansion and like spiritualization of relationship. The sacred unions are coming together. Jupiter and Venus say so. And again, just the fact that they're coming together on the exact same day, at the exact moment of this solar eclipse, Jupiter and Venus are exactly conjunct. It's just like kind of unbelievable. It's beyond rational comprehension that this would all happen at the same time. So we've got to trust it's happening. These sacred unions are going to be brought together either on that day of April 30th or over the next 6 months because of something key that happened on that particular day. Now, a couple other things that I just want to be sure you know about the energy of this day. We've got to talk about Uranus at 14 degrees of Taurus and the North Node at 23 degrees of Taurus, both being, in the same zodiac sign as the solar eclipse. So the North Node represents the collective direction of humanity. And it's really like our destiny. What are we moving toward as humanity as a whole? And then Uranus is about freedom, liberation, revolution, surprises, and sudden and unexpected events. Now, with both of these in the same sign as the solar eclipse, this feels very passionate and exciting. It's a chance to jump timelines, to really change your destiny and manifest what you've been longing for. Because with the North Node, it's very future oriented. It's very much about where are we going next? What are we creating next? How are we moving into a space of really bringing our dreams into reality? Okay, and Uranus is here to like set us free, right? Liberate us from all that held us back so we really can reach that future point we've been longing for. And Uranus and the North Node are moving together, okay? They're moving toward each other until they will conjunct at 18 degrees of Taurus in late July and early August. That's going to be the pinnacle moment of it all. And at that time, Mars will also be conjunct both of them. I think it's on July 31st. That's going to be really something. That will be a future YouTube live that I do. But for now, just know that Uranus and the North Node are moving closer and closer together. And Mars is not in the mix yet, which is good for us right now. This is a really powerful thing that's happening with Uranus and the North Node coming together. And it is very supportive of what we want to create for our future, both personally and collectively. Now, we also need to keep in mind that Uranus moves very slowly, and Uranus has been navigating this part of Taurus within 2 or 3 degrees of the solar eclipse point at 10 degrees of Taurus. So it's been, between 7 and 13 degrees of Taurus since May 2020. So just think about all of the changes, chaos, awakenings, and sudden unexpected events that we've experienced since May of 2020. Okay, this is the energy of Uranus in Taurus and the North Node, coming closer and closer to that. So you want to look at, and I do recommend journaling on this really anytime in the next week or so, including on the eclipse day, if you would like. What has changed for you since mid-2020? It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a long list. But really, what has changed for you? And what changes do you hope will accelerate as Uranus and the North Node get closer together? We can set intentions around this too, around freedom and what is our collective direction that we're moving toward together. And how are we going to create that in the best possible way? So all of this is included in the solar eclipse energies. And also, finally, the energetics of Taurus are really important to look at just in and of itself, because this eclipse is happening in Taurus, Uranus and the North Node are in Taurus. So what is this all about? And this is where I'm bringing in these words, hold the calm center. And this is really present in my mind right now because I had a dream just a few nights ago that there was a circle of women that were sitting together and they were like holding hands, okay? And all around them, the world was spinning out of control. I don't even know exactly what was happening, but crazy things were happening. And it just felt very wild and unpredictable all around them. But they were sitting on the earth in this beautiful circle, and they were so calm and they were so peaceful, and they were holding hands and they were anchoring this energy of the calm center. And as I woke up, the words that I had in my mind upon waking were, we had complete trust that they would hold the calm center. So this is really big, and it represents what is happening in the world right now, because we do see so much chaos, so many changes. Really, very catalyzing, sometimes frightening events are happening in the world around us. And each of us is being called to take responsibility for holding the calm center within ourselves as best we can. We're only human. So some days, I know there are some days when I just feel like I can't handle this. It's too much. But then the next day, I'll go out for my meditation. I've been sitting out in the sun every morning now that it's warmer outside, and I'm able to return to that calm center. And for as long as we can, each day, it's really important for each of us to spend at least a little bit of time holding that calm center. We're holding it for ourselves, we're coming back to the truth, the light, the calmness, the oneness within. Okay, so this is important for our own health and, our nervous systems, right? To get some time to relax. But it's also important, and I think all of us are a part of that circle of women holding the calm center. It doesn't matter what swirls around, all around outside of us. If we can hold this calm center, we are anchoring in this peacefulness, compassion, love, everything that's based in the heart. And this is what we need to hold strong at this time and really anchor into the earth, anchor into trust, as our world is changing so quickly. I heard a talk from Dr. John Ryan. I will include a link to it in the description field below this video because it was incredibly wonderful. It was a transmission he did in early 2022. And he was talking about the fact that the energy is going to ramp up all around us. And we are through the changes, okay, all the changes are meaningful. All the changes are happening because the old world has got to be broken down and dissolved. And so we feel that on all levels of our lives. But our role is to take responsibility for really holding ourselves in the most peaceful and aligned and calm state that we can, and trusting what's going on and coming back to calmness again, right? And the more that we can do that, we open to creativity, we open to new ideas, new solutions, new ways of approaching the challenges, again, in our own lives and in the collective. This new kind of creativity is going to come through, is what his transmission was saying. And this is all meant to be. This is all a part of this much vaster plan. So this is what Taurus represents for us. Taurus is the earth. Taurus is our physical bodies and the calm, still, stable, grounded point at the center. Taurus also represents our ability to have integrity and to be clear on what we value most in life. So Taurus, with everything happening there, with the North Node there, with this solar eclipse there, it's about your ability to stabilize and ground and hold that calm center within yourself. Even while Uranus is there, Uranus being about freedom and rebellion and revolution and shock and surprise, okay? So that's there. And yet we come back to the earth. We come back to the center. And this ability to come back to that center is just vitally important right now with all of the changes happening around us. So yeah, that part I can't say, I can't say it enough. Really make space for yourself to be able to come back to that calm center, even if it's only for 5 minutes or 15 minutes a day. Go and sit in a beautiful place, or sit where the sun can shine on you in the morning, or before you go to bed at night. Let yourself come back to calmness. Now, Taurus is also about our value and our self-worth, and we don't want to forget this part of it, okay? So as we think about our value and our self-worth, and how do we value ourselves? Are we communicating what we really need? Are we communicating that to ourselves? Are we communicating that to others? Are we taking space when we really need to? Are we saying no to additional projects and responsibilities when we really need to? Are we saying yes to something we would love, right? Really journaling on this can be very helpful during this portal of time as well. We want to be deepening and expanding and increasing our consciousness around our value and our self-worth. And Jupiter and Venus will help us do that along with this Taurus energy. And as part of that, valuing yourself, thinking about these categories of our lives, right? Love, relationships, buying property, and abundance. And it doesn't have to be buying property, but establishing a home, improving your home can be about buying property. But in all of these categories, at this time of the eclipse, you want to make sure that you are claiming what you're really worth and going for it. If there's something you've been longing for, really set these intentions, or take a little step to set this in motion, because you have so much power from the universe on your side right now. So this is just summarizing all of it because there's so much. Okay, so when we bring this all together, we are entering over the next week. I'm doing this live on April 23rd, so it's 1 week until April 30th, the eclipse day. This whole upcoming week, we are leading up to the eclipse. And with an eclipse like this, that's at the new moon, the energy is strongest on the day of, but we feel it for a week before and we feel it for a week after as well. And then the things that happen during that time frame will continue to ripple out and shift and redesign the sacred geometric structure and bring new things into our reality for the following 6 months. Okay, but what we do on the day of the eclipse and the days very close to it are where like the epicenter of energy is, especially the day of. But what we're going to be feeling and the opportunities that are opening up for us at this time are about new beginnings in your relationships, wealth and abundance, business ventures, embodiment, sexuality, property or owning a home. And we need to know that changes could occur suddenly or surprisingly. Things may happen that liberate us. This is another thing you could bring into your ritual that I'm going to tell you about in just a minute, is how do you want to be liberated? Where do you want to be more free? And this is all connected to, because the North Node is there, connected to the bigger picture, the path of humanity and our global collective at this time. So new sacred unions will be formed around this time that are meant to be in service to the highest good for all. New properties will be purchased, new businesses will be formed that will be used for healing, inspiration, and uplifting the collective of humanity. Okay, very interesting, right? Your embodiment, your sexuality may have an opening to a new level of transcendence and spiritual connection. And there will be new connections just between people in general, may not be a romantic relationship, but new connections between people in service to the highest good for all. And as I mentioned, this is truly a wonderful time to be out at gatherings, being social, meeting new people, enjoying nature, so you can really receive all the blessings and opportunities of this transit. This is a very social, fun, engaging, optimistic, lighthearted feeling on this eclipse day. And it's going to carry an energy of divine timing, like things suddenly and finally falling into place. And on this day, you don't want to be trying too hard. You don't want to be like trying to take really big actions. You don't want to be pushing things forward. You want to just let yourself be in flow. Okay. Because if you're pushing too hard or trying too hard, you're going to actually block the opportunities that want to flow to you in this really watery Pisces, easeful kind of way. Okay, so you want to practice openness and surrender, not resistance. Be really open-minded and open-hearted on this day. So here's the ritual. This is such a powerful time. And you can do this on April 29th or the 30th, because the reason that I say this is because on April 29th, Venus will be applying to Jupiter. Okay, and we want to really tap into the Venus and Jupiter energies. Either applying means she's approaching Jupiter, okay, either as right before they come together or when they are exactly conjunct. So what I recommend for this ritual is to be outside, if you can be surrounded by springtime flowers, if you can sit in the sunshine, that is perfect. And you could do this with friends or with your partner if you want. Okay, certainly you don't have to be solo for this, whatever works best for you. Okay, and you want to call in the 7 directions and call in your guides. And you can light candles, burn sage or Palo Santo. We want to really, when we do these things, when we call the 7 directions, when we invite all of our guides to be here and to lend their energy to this ritual, we're opening the portal for sacredness and magic to occur. So these parts are very, very important. And you want to really do them, slowly, with intention, with high consciousness and with love and gratitude. And then in your journal or notebook, write down 7 or more things that you are deeply grateful for in your life. Okay, Jupiter and Venus are so much about abundance and love and pleasure. So this first step is going to just really open your heart to all the abundance and love and pleasure already in your life, and all the beauty and the joy. And once you've done that and you feel good and open and grateful in your heart, then write out what you have most deeply been longing for around these core themes we kept talking about today, which are relationships, financial abundance, and home or property. Also about your freedom, okay, bringing in the Uranus and the North Node. And just write it all out. Like, really give yourself plenty of time and space for this. Just keep writing until you feel like you've gotten it all. Because remember, what we write down, often writing it down is the first step of bringing it into actual physical reality. So write it all down. And then once you've done that, close your journal, close your eyes, lay back on the grass if you can, and just enjoy the feeling of the sun on your skin. Sink into simplicity, sink into the pleasure of the current moment. Enjoy the scent of the flowers nearby or the sound of a bird singing. And just allow love and gratitude for this moment to really rise up in your heart. And just allow yourself to feel so much gratitude for this present moment, for this beautiful day. And then, as you're there with your eyes closed, once you have really felt that gratitude for the present moment, allow your focus to shift into the future. 3 to 5 years from now, when all of these intentions that you just wrote down have already come true or have fully manifested into reality. And really important about this part is allow yourself to feel all the emotions of this future state, this future highest version of yourself, okay, where all of these intentions are already a part of your life. They're already an integral part of your everyday experience. And just spend 5 to 7 minutes visioning this, like allowing yourself to walk around in that new version of your life. And really feel the joy and the love and the wonder and the magic and the beauty of it all. Really feel it. Our emotions are so powerful in creating new realities. Again, this is increasingly proven in quantum physics, how powerful our emotions are, that it sends these fractal sequences of energy out that actually change the structure of reality, the way that reality is built. Okay, so as you are completely immersed in that very high frequency of all these emotions of that future version of yourself and your life, begin to see the fractals spinning out. Okay, so you might see the fractals, the emotions in your heart forming. And, you know, if you go and watch some fractal videos beforehand, if you don't know what they look like, okay, picture these fractals then like spinning out and rippling out into the reality around you, okay, and see them then running into the other fractals that are making up the space around you, and see them move and shift and change the architecture of creation. And see how they're changing reality all around you so that it can come into full alignment with that future version of yourself. All right, and just stay there in that state and keep on spinning out these fractals. Just keep sending them out, these potent high vibe fractals with these beautiful emotions of joy and love and fun, okay, for as long as you would like. And know that this is extremely powerful, what you are doing here. You are truly shifting the shape of reality to come deeper into alignment with your intentions and all that you want to co-create with the universe. You are truly writing a new future for yourself in the sacred geometric structure. So go and do that on the 30th. And let's all include, as we do this, let's all include a future vision for our world as well, okay? For the earth and for all the plants and animals, all the creatures, for the health of all beings, for joy and vibrancy and radiance of all beings, including ourselves, right? Let's also send that out in some of those fractals and really feel the energy of everyone living in this full health and radiance and vibrance together, peacefully and in harmony together, right? So we're setting intentions for ourselves, also setting intentions for the collective. Now, before we close for today, I just want to share with you a really wonderful opportunity that I'm so excited to mention. And some of you watching, I'm sure, are already a part of this class. But in case you're not, if you would like to anchor even more of this potent evolutionary energy that we talked about today into your life, I invite you to join me for my highly acclaimed online course, which is called Miracles, Synchronicity, and Power: Your Innate Birthright as a Creative Force of Nature. Now, really important to know, this is a donation-based class. So you can join by sending me the amount that feels right for you in your heart and soul, okay? It's not a set amount. You don't have to send me a certain amount. It's whatever feels right for you. So if you go to this page, and if you're watching this as a recording later, I will post this in the description field. I think on YouTube Live, I don't think it will let me post it now. Give me a moment here and I will try to post it on YouTube Live. And hi, everybody on YouTube, sending so much love to all of you. I just posted it in the YouTube live chat. I don't know if you guys can see it, but either way, if you go to my website, okay, and then you go to Miracles, and then you add on Miracles, Synchronicity, and Power hyphenated, you will find it. I hope that you will join me. Now, this class has already been running since January, but it has been so powerful. I really want to share it with all of you because it is extremely supportive for all that we're going through in the world right now. Let me stop sharing. And all the changes, all the upgrades, and all the things that don't feel like an upgrade, but it's all meant to be. This class is extremely powerful for guiding you through that and really helping you to connect with your own deep inner power. And we're about to get to the two most powerful modules, okay? The modules on May 3rd and May 17th are going to be so powerful. We're going to talk about the creative life force within you on May 3rd and how to work with that and how to bring it into your life more fully for manifestation of all your deepest desires, and to really, really work in alignment with the creative life force of the universe. Okay, so that will be on May 3rd. And then on May 17th, we're going to talk about ritual and ceremony. I'm going to share a lot more about rituals like the one I shared with you today. And this is just so beautiful to guide you through eclipse season, because we're going to have eclipses on April 30th and May 16th. These classes will be May 3rd and May 17th. So when you join, you will get access to the recordings from the other classes we've already recorded previously. And then you will get the invitation to join live on May 3rd and May 17th. And if you ever can't join live, don't worry, you'll get the recording. So I hope you'll all come and join me. We're having so much fun in the class. There are more than 400 people in the class already, and it has just been so powerful. So come and join us. And over here on YouTube, welcome everybody. It's so wonderful to see you all here. And yeah, I really do invite you, if you haven't already, go ahead and write in the chat, what are your strongest intentions that you want to send out with your fractal seeds into the sacred geometry of the universe on April 30th? What are your intentions around love, relationships, freedom and liberation, also around home and property, and around wealth and abundance? Go ahead and write that in the chat. Again, be witnessed, share it. We are all cheering each other on at this time. And I hope you all have a wonderful weekend ahead and just a beautiful, beautiful April 30th solar eclipse. Sending you all so much love, many, many blessings. Mwah. Talk to you again soon.